Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Sunil Verma. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate the Akhil Bharatiya Shiksha Samagam at Pragati Maidan in Delhi today. Prime Minister Modi meets semiconductor industry leaders in Gandhinagar. Reiterates to provide 50% financial assistance to set up semiconductor manufacturing in the country. Karnataka High Court issues notice to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah on plea challenging his election for alleged malpractice in 2023 Assembly elections. IMD predicts very heavy rainfall over Konkan and Goa, ghat or areas of Madhya Maharashtra, Vidarbha, Chhattisgarh and Gujarat today. In badminton, Lakshya Sen to take on Jonatan Christie of Indonesia in Japan Open semifinal in Tokyo today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Akhil Bharatiya Shiksha Samagam at Pragati Maidan in Delhi today. The Samagam will include 16 sessions in which discussions will be held on different themes. These include access to quality education and governance, equitable and inclusive education, issues of socio-economically disadvantaged group, National Institute ranking framework and internationalization of education, among others. The program coincides with the third anniversary of National Education Policy NEP 2020. Our correspondent reports that the new National Education Policy has brought transformative changes in the education landscape.
Guided by the vision of Prime Minister Modi, National Education Policy was launched with a view to groom the youth and prepare them for leading the country in Amrit Kal. It aims to prepare them for meeting the challenges of the future while keeping them grounded in basic human values. During the 3 years of its implementation, the policy has brought radical transformation in the realms of school, higher and skill education. The 2-day program will provide a platform for academics, policymakers, industry representatives, teachers and students from schools, among others, to share their insights and best practices in implementing the NEP 2020. With Dipendra Kumar, Suparna Saikia, Akashvani News, Delhi.
During the program, the Prime Minister will release the first installment of funds under the Pradhan Mantri Schools for Rising India PM Shri scheme. The PM Shri schools will have a modern, transformational and holistic method of imparting education. These schools will nurture students in a way that they become engaged, productive and contributing citizens for building an equitable, inclusive and plural society as envisaged by NEP 2020. Under the scheme, there is provision of setting up of more than 14,500 PM Shri schools across the country by strengthening the existing schools. The Prime Minister will also release education and skill curriculum books translated into 12 Indian languages. National Education Policy NEP 2020 is completing 3 years of its successful implementation across all the educational institutions in the country today. Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan said the government plans to include young children from the age of 3 to 8 years in the formal education system. In an exclusive interview to Akashvani News, the Education Minister said after NEP, the recommendations were made and the new teaching and learning material has been prepared.
पहला 3 साल में कोई किताब नहीं रहेगा, लेकिन कुछ कंटेंट रहेगा. उस कंटेंट में क्या होगा? स्टोरी टेलिंग होगा, गीत होगा, डांस होगा, खेल होगा, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स बढ़ेंगे, न्यूमेरेसी के बारे में, गणित के बारे में भी ज्ञान बढ़ेगा. फिर क्लास 1 और 2 की राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति के आधार पर किताब भी बन गई है. ये राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति की पहला सबसे बड़ा उपलब्धि है. दूसरा सबसे बड़ा उपलब्धि में एनईपी का मानता हूं भारतीय भाषा के अंदर पढ़ाने की माहौल बनाना. तीसरी एक प्रमुख उपलब्धि है नेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन की कानून ले आना. इसी मानसून सेशन में एनआरएफ जैसे एक प्रोग्रेसिव और फ्यूचरिस्टिक पॉलिसी भारत सरकार बनाने का काम पूरा कर देगी.
On the sidelines of Semicon India 2023, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday met the heads of the global semiconductor giants Micron Technology and Foxconn in Gandhinagar. In a meeting with PM, the CEO and President of Micron Technology, Sanjay Mehrotra, discussed Micron Technology's plans to bolster the semiconductor manufacturing ecosystem within India. The PM also met chairman of Foxconn, Yang Liu, and welcomed Foxconn's plans to expand semiconductor and chip manufacturing capacity in India, reiterating Indian government's commitment to create vibrant semiconductor ecosystem. The Prime Minister said the government is giving 50% financial assistance to the technology players who wish to set up semiconductor manufacturing in the country.
भारत में हो रहे पॉलिसी रिफॉर्म्स का भी पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट सेमी कंडक्टर इकोसिस्टम के निर्माण पर पड़ेगा। हमने नई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री के लिए कई तरह के टैक्स छूट का ऐलान भी किया है। सेमी कंडक्टर इंडस्ट्री के लिए सरकार ने स्पेशल इंसेंटिव्स भी दिए। ये निर्णय, ये नीतियां इसका प्रतिबिंब है कि भारत सेमी कंडक्टर इंडस्ट्री के लिए रेड कारपेट बिछा रहा है।
He added that the government has identified more than 300 educational institutions that will provide academic courses dedicated to the semiconductor sector, aiming to create skilled engineers. The representatives of major semiconductor giants, including Micron Technology, Applied Materials, Foxconn and AMD, are taking part in the 3-day Semicon India conclave being held in Gandhinagar. The PM inaugurated the conclave yesterday. The event is being organized by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology to showcase India's semiconductor strategy and development in the field of semiconductors. The Karnataka High Court yesterday issued notice to Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah on an election petition filed by a voter to set aside the same election from the Varuna Assembly constituency in the recently concluded assembly elections in the state. Justice S. Sunil Dutt Yadav issued notice to the CM on the plea filed by one K.M. Shankara, who alleged that Siddaramaiah indulged in electoral malpractices during the elections. The petition said that the Congress Party's election manifesto, which provided 5 guarantees to the people of Karnataka, amounted to bribery and undue influence. According to the plea, the manifesto was promulgated with Siddaramaiah's consent, and the guarantees amounted to gratification to the electorate of Varuna constituencies to induce them to vote for the party. In Rajasthan, G20's official engagement group Civil 20 Summit will kick off this evening in Jaipur. Over 700 delegates are expected to participate in the 3-day summit. Spiritual leader Amritanandamayi Devi, also known as Amma, will chair the summit, and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will also grace the inaugural ceremony. Delegates from across the globe are reaching for attending the C20 summit. Detailed deliberations on various topics will take place during 5 sessions to be held in 3 days. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The India Meteorological Department IMD today said the enhanced rainfall activity will continue over central India with very heavy rainfall in isolated places over Konkan and Goa, ghat areas of Madhya Maharashtra, Vidarbha, Chhattisgarh and Gujarat today. IMD also predicted increase in rainfall activity over East India, including Bihar, Jharkhand, Gangetic West Bengal, Odisha from today, and northeastern states with isolated heavy to very heavy rainfall during the next 5 days. The IMD said light to moderate rain will continue to lash several parts of the national capital and NCR region today. It said light to moderate intensity rain would occur over and adjoining areas of a few places of Delhi NCR, including Rewari, Bawal, Nuh, Hapur, Guloti, Siyana, Sikandrabad and Bulandshahr. The IMD also predicted light to moderate rainfall over Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi and West Uttar Pradesh till Saturday, while East Uttar Pradesh will experience similar weather conditions until the 31st of this month. We spoke to IMD senior scientist R.K. Jeenamani for more updates.
गुजरात में तो पहले ही कम हो गया था और बाकी पेनिनसुलर इंडिया में अभी बारिश बहुत कम रहेगा। मेनली जो है हमारा सेंट्रल इंडिया के लिए है, मध्य प्रदेश और छत्तीसगढ़ और उड़ीसा के लिए है हेवी टू वेरी हेवी रेनफॉल, और हमारा जैसे पंजाब, हरियाणा जो हिमालयन का क्षेत्र है, उत्तराखंड, हिमाचल प्रदेश, वहाँ भी हेवी टू वेरी हेवी का रेनफॉल का वार्निंग है। बिहार, झारखंड और वेस्ट बंगाल जहाँ बारिश कम हुआ था, ये जो स्पेल आगे 3 से 4 दिन वहीं बरसेगा, तो ये बहुत अच्छा खबर है। सर्कुलेशन जैसे उत्तर उड़ीसा में है और उसी के कारण छत्तीसगढ़, उड़ीसा और पूर्व मध्य प्रदेश में हेवी टू वेरी हेवी होगा। इसी में ऑरेंज कलर है।
Maharashtra's Raigad district witnessed heavy showers in 24 hours, with 5 tehsils recording more than 200 millimeters of rainfall. Uran, Alibag, Pen, Panvel and Murud saw more than 200 millimeters of rain, while Roha recorded the lowest 140.6 millimeters in 24 hours. Konkan, Madhya Maharashtra and Marathwada received heavy rainfall in some places, while Vidarbha received heavy rain at isolated places. The India Meteorological Department has predicted that the intensity of rain will continue during the next few days. In Andhra Pradesh, 48 villagers trapped in flash floods in Kanchala Lanka, Ambapuram and other habitations in NTR district were rescued by the National Disaster Response Force (NDRF), State Disaster Response Force, quick response teams and the police. They were brought to safer places. In the meantime, National Highway 65 at Aitavaram village in Nandigama Mandal was inundated as Munneru River, which was in spate, flooded the area. In Telangana, rescue and relief activities gained pace following respite from heavy rains across the state. However, flood situation is still grim in several districts as river Godavari is flowing above the third danger mark, 53 feet at Bhadrachalam. Several villages were inundated and flooded, forcing about 19,000 people to take shelter in relief camps in various districts. Hundreds of villages remained marooned. 10 NDRF teams are working hard in various districts, providing relief and undertaking rescue activities. The Ashure Muharram is being observed with due reverence and solemnity across the country today. The day marks the martyrdom of Prophet Muhammad's grandson, Hazrat Imam Hussain, and his companions who laid down their lives for upholding truth, righteousness and justice in Karbala. Tazia processions will be taken out on the occasion. The Majlis or religious meetings highlighting the supreme sacrifice of Karbala martyrs are also being organized. In badminton, ace Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen will take on 5th seed Indonesian Jonatan Christie in the semi-final of Japan Open in Tokyo today. Earlier, Commonwealth Games champion world number 13 Lakshya Sen defeated local Koki Watanabe 21-15, 21-19 in the quarterfinal yesterday. Meanwhile, HS Pranoy and men's doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty crashed out of the tournament. India Sabar Joishna clinched a bronze medal in the 40-kilogram women's youth category yesterday in the Asian Youth and Junior Weightlifting Championships at the Gautam Buddha University in Greater Noida. The competition features 220 athletes in both youth and junior categories from 18 countries from Asia. And now, for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Subhadra Ramachandran.
Thank you, Sunil. The Tribune, in its front page, reports the finance minister as saying that domestic companies can now go in for direct listing on foreign exchanges, which will allow them access to foreign funds on these exchanges. Indian companies can directly list overseas soon is the top headline in the Economic Times. No G20 consensus on key climate crisis goals, headlines in the Sun Times. The External Affairs Minister has been quoted in the Asian Age as saying in the second India-Japan forum that Japan's revolutions like Maruti Suzuki cars, the metro, the high-speed trains have changed India. Eye on China, India, Japan to ensure free, open Indo-Pacific, headlines of statesmen. The government has warned that there is a severe dengue strain circulating in Delhi, reports the Times of India. And finally, Madhya Pradesh, wildlife officials and Namibian experts fall back on traditional methods to track 2 female cheetahs, including one whose collar stopped transmitting signals, reports the Indian Express. With that, it's back to you, Sunil.
Thank you, Subhadra. Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate the Akhil Bharatiya Shiksha Samagam at Pragati Maidan in Delhi today. Prime Minister Modi meets semiconductor industry leaders in Gandhinagar, reiterates to provide 50% financial assistance to set up semiconductor manufacturing in the country. Karnataka High Court issues notice to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah on plea challenging his election for alleged malpractice in 2023 assembly elections. IMD predicts very heavy rainfall over Konkan and Goa, ghat areas of Madhya Maharashtra, Vidarbha, Chhattisgarh and Gujarat today. And in badminton, Lakshya Sen to take on Jonatan Christie of Indonesia in Japan Open semi-final in Tokyo today. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.